Welcome everyone to Rodian Radio. This is the Book of Boba Fett Chapter 7 season finale after show. In the name of honor, we are here with special guest Michael Havens from ICCC. Before we get into our after show, we're going to talk a little bit with Michael. Oh, seems like his connection went out there for a minute. All right, he's back. So I'm here with my good friend Danny.
Hello, everybody.
Got a new background. I'm no longer the poor people on the podcast. All right, so let's get in here. Michael, how you doing, man?
Great, brother. Great. That's a great background too, man. How'd you like the last episode?
Well, I enjoyed Chapter 6. That was great, but I don't know. I was a little bit disappointed with Chapter 7. I felt like there was a lot of missed opportunities they could have done.
They played it too safe.
They did. They played it too safe.
They did play it safe.
So what do you think about the Book of Boba Fett as a series?
I thought the episodes of Mando in the middle were great.
Yeah. Well, I didn't like when Chapter 5 came out, I told Danny, I'm like, I don't know if I'm watching the Book of Boba Fett, Mando season 3, or Halo.
Right. Yeah, sure enough. Well, I'll tell you, man, I like that they give us new Star Wars all the time. That's cool because, I mean, there's a lot of garbage media out there anyway, so at least it's better than that. I'm not watching The Bachelor or something, so I'm doing pretty good. But, no, man, I liked parts of it. See, Boba Fett's my guy. Like, my guy. Like, that's who I collect. That's who's been my favorite forever. And, yeah, I don't feel that. I don't know, man. You ever see that movie Red, Retired, Extremely Dangerous with Bruce Willis and all the old people?
Yeah, I saw that one.
Okay. So all the old people in that movie, they're like still blowing stuff up, jumping off buildings, doing this, that, and the other. And like the new Rambo, I mean, he's still awesome and blowing up everything and running through, that's what we want, man. You guys are young, so you don't understand it yet. But what happens is you cross over that plane of 40 years old and you start realizing that your body doesn't work the way it used to and blah, blah, blah. And you do not want to see your heroes on TV being like, my knee hurts today. It's like, shut up, man.
I get
Boba
that.
Fett, be awesome.
I feel the same way. Boba Fett is one of my top 3 favorite of all time Star Wars characters. And Danny, like every time Danny would be like, man, Boba Fett's your guy. I'd be like, but he's not my guy as much as he is Michael Havens. That guy's a maniac for Boba Fett.
I really am, man. But hey, you go with the books. I don't know. They also had, I don't know if you've ever read Tales of Jabba's Palace or Tales of the Bounty Hunter, one of those. And it's
I think it's Bounty Hunter.
Anderson. Yeah. And it has the story of Boba Fett. And in there, what happens is Boba Fett also gets old and it goes through all that. But what happens is at the very end, he has this showdown with Han Solo at the very, very end. And I'm not going to spoil it because you should read it. But man, it was perfect. And sometimes with the shows they come out with, I don't understand why they don't just lift a section of the book. Did you see that fan film where Boba Fett gets out of the Sarlacc pit on YouTube?
Yes.
Okay. Why not just use that for episode 1?
Right. Yeah, like that's another thing that me and Danny were talking about. Like the mods, I feel like they could have replaced them with like Dengar or Box.
Well, you know what? You want to know my theory of the mods? You know what my theory of the mods is?
Here we go.
They have killed Darth Maul so many times that they have to figure out a way to bring back Darth Maul. So if he walked out, answer me this. If Darth Maul all of a sudden walked out of that back door in that mod building, would you even question it?
Nope.
You'd be like,
Nah.
So you get to bring back a major bad guy. So maybe I'm completely wrong, but that's what I think. I think they're going to end up coming up, and all of a sudden, here's Darth Maul with some crab legs or something, and we're going to be like, woo, Darth Maul, You
know what? Now that you say that, it makes total sense because the last time we see Maul, he is on Tatooine.
Yeah, and he did get stabbed by Obi-Wan Kenobi, and they set the precedent with Fennec that if you get cut in half in the middle, they obviously have the parts.
Yeah.
On him.
Yeah, he was left for dead on the sands of Tatooine.
Yeah, sure enough.
Yeah.
Right,
but no, question. So yeah, go ahead, Danny.
Do you think Cad Bane died?
No, he definitely didn't.
Right,
and I can prove it. If you watch Clone Wars, the cartoon, Cad Bane also dies in there. And he has that little droid 2D or Toto
360.
Yeah. Here, hold on. I got an actual figure.
Here we go.
Oh, here we go on the journey.
But no, he has a little Rex. What are you eating, you troublemaker? Oh, you're being a good boy for once. How nice. Well, he's not eating the toys, so that's good. Where is it?
Had many toys lost to my dog.
Hold on. It's a really cool one too, man. It's like the Black Series, and it's one from Comic-Con. I have no idea what I did with it, boys. Wait for me to screw up your show here. Sorry.
No, you're fine, man. It's Total 360 is who you're talking about.
Yeah, is that it? You looked it up? Yeah, that'll work better. Google.
I didn't look it up. I just know it.
They were like, instead of
yeah,
Xbox,
so that little guy, I don't know what I did with it, but that little guy does fix Cad Bane. That's like the whole point of it.
Mhm.
Did you know that he's actually voiced by Seth Green?
I did actually, man. And some people give it grief for that, but
I think it's hilarious.
Good things, man. I thought, what was that one with Robot Chicken? Was awesome.
Yeah.
Like the Robot Chicken Star Wars episodes were awesome. I don't know where it is, boys. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, the Max Rebo's ones are hilarious. Gotta get to the gig, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think Max Rebo's dead. You know, my theory is Max Rebo's behind everything because he always knows when to dip out before a bomb goes off.
Well,
So,
you know what mine is, man? The Power Droid. I think the Power Droid is behind everything. He's in everywhere. Since the dawn of Star Wars, there's always a Power Droid.
Are you talking about Boba's like henchman droid? Is that what you're talking about?
The Gonk Power Droid. It's just like a box with legs.
Oh yeah, the Gonk droid.
Why am I not upstairs for this? I'd be like, this thing, dude. Yeah. But no, a Power Droid, man. He's in every single Star Wars, everything since the dawn of time. There's always at least one Power Droid.
Yeah. You know, actually, I've seen people make like life-size Gonk droids out of storage bins, like containers.
Oh,
yeah. So I mean, that's basically what he is. He's a walking container. So
that's it. Yeah. Just I don't know, walking gas tank. Generator.
Yeah. But so I think we got what 76 days until ICCC.
Let's go.
Oh yeah, it's coming up. I don't know if 76 is how many. Is it that many?
The last time I looked, it was 77. So, and that was last night, I think. So yeah, it's coming up fast. It's about less than 2 months. I'm excited for it.
Oh, brother, I'm fired up, man. See, well, the thing is, it's like a finish line. You got to get across when you're promoting it, when you're doing all this stuff on the back end. So as soon as it happens, as soon as it's over, it's very nice because then I go to like Florida and take a week off and just disappear and
yeah, then you can rest.
Yeah, but right now, all it is, man, is it's advertising all the time. It's going on podcasts, videocasts, stuff like that all the time, and it's logistics essentially, like flights, hotel rooms. This is the kind of XYZ I need in the green room for a whole bunch of different people, and all these people, since they're some really big guest stars I'm starting to get now, they have requirements, which is totally fine, and we totally take care of them all, but it's just, it's a long list of things you got to remember. Right. But it's okay. I got a really good team, man. My team is awesome.
Right. I know you got a couple of big names that you dropped last week, James Arnold Taylor, Anthony Daniels. I actually reached out to Mike Quinn, and he's unfortunately his timing, he can't do a show, but he did say he's looking forward to meeting me at ICCC. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, that's something.
Yeah. So and we actually have a special celebrity guest star from The Mandalorian going to be on one of our next shows. So don't want to ruin that right now. I want to save the surprise for that, but. So that's going to be great.
Man, well, congrats. It's beautiful to watch you grow. I love it.
Yes, we love it too. And we love hearing everybody's feedback because, it's just fun to hear what people say about us, whether it's the good, the bad, or the ugly. So
I hear you.
Yeah. But no, one thing you said on a recent show you was on is you don't get anywhere being quiet. And, like you said, with promoting, that's how we're getting attention is we're not quiet. We're everywhere.
Yeah. People will get annoyed at you, but the thing is I have found over the years, and I don't mean to say this to be obnoxious or anything, but it's not that they're mad at you, man. It's that they're jealous. What ends up happening is they don't like that people are talking about you. They don't like, you know what? Right before I came on this, there was some guy that gives me grief all the time that put up a program from year one. See, the thing is I'm a little bit farther along than you guys. Yeah. So they have like dedicated hate groups on Facebook for me with like 50 hilarious. People. And, you know, like they got backgrounds and stuff. It's nice. And, but what happened is they put up on one of those groups, one of my programs from the first year. And they were like, deal or no deal. I don't know if I've waited enough for this to become valuable. And I'm sitting there looking at it. I go, I don't know who this guy is, number one. And number two, he held on to something since 2018 to just make that joke. Like, I'm so far in his head and I don't even know his name.
You live in his head rent free.
Yeah, man. And, you know, I never really tried to do that, but it's like, I don't understand what the anger is. And you know what else I thought of? You know what? If you put that up on a regular page where it wasn't just a page to make fun of me, it would sell for $25, man, because it's crazy. That's what they sell for.
Yeah.
Like that's they crazy. Actually have a price now because it's so far along. So the joke that he was making, and the only reason why I bring it up literally happened right before I got on this with you. But dude, it's going to happen all the time. You have to make sure you keep driving forward and growing the hobby because that's what matters. Those people don't grow this hobby, man. They just heard it.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. And you know, I send a lot of emails and stuff. Like for example, to you, and I'm like, man, I'm probably getting on this guy's nerves. and then I hear you say, you know, you don't go nowhere being quiet, and I'm like, okay, well now I feel better.
No, man. My email situation's a little bit different. I mean, on my phone, I have 9 email addresses. I'm like a total workaholic in real life. This isn't even what I do for a job. This is just fun. I own a trucking company and art galleries in real life that have nothing to do with Star Wars. But I don't know, man. I fell into it, and that's the reason why the IC exists. That's the reason why this convention exists, is because you see that. You see people that pick on this or hurt this or bang it up. And you know what I mean? It's the reason why I do the Star Wars thing is because I remember growing up and loving Star Wars, and it was an escape and it was fun. And there's no reason to bring in bad stuff into it. And those people that bring that bad energy into it, man, they're just, I don't know. There's those people everywhere, but I don't do Star Wars because I want to, I don't know, fight it out to get rid of my anger from my factory job of making lipstick containers or whatever. You know, I do it because it's like an escape. Real life is tough, man.
Yeah,
you guys know. It's not the easiest thing going, man. So, you know, you want to run away and you want to play, you know, Boba Fett in the desert and blah, blah, blah. I think that's what I'm going for, man. So you guys are going for that too, and just keep plugging at it, man. Whatever haters are going to hate. And I've been saying that since way before Taylor Swift, but I get no royalty.
Easy now, you're gonna get a song wrote about you.
Oh, I'm sure I have some. I don't think they could be played on a nice podcast like this, but
I think you mentioned something really great that, like, you know, like that Star Wars. I think before this podcast, I thought I was a passionate Star Wars fan until like I met so many other people who have like different opinions, and I'm like, that's crazy, but it's also like great at the same time because Star Wars is about discussing like certain topics, and it's been around for over like 40 plus years for a reason, you know. And it's like it's more of a passion, so which I think is great, and I'm grateful that I'm surrounded by people like Chase and you, Michael, that like there's people who really care about Star Wars, you know. It's like you say, like a getaway kind of thing, but it's also like part of our personalities. Like there's certain characters that we're attached to that we relate to.
Boba Fett.
I like the most. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Grand Admiral Thrawn. Talk about a guy that's got to plan a lot of stuff. Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Yeah. Speaking of the Boba Fett toys, I brought this out just to show you because I figured you would like it. But I actually got a Disney Store exclusive select Boba Fett, and I customized him, if you can see it here, into the holiday special Boba Fett.
Holiday special Boba.
Yeah,
I love him, dude.
I don't know what's going on with this helmet there. That's kind of there we go.
He's literally just blurring the helmet.
So yeah, his cape is, you know, off cloth fabric and stuff, and I'm proud of this. And despite what anybody says about the holiday special, I still love that movie because it's Star Wars.
It's still part of the culture.
It gave us Boba Fett.
Exactly, that's what I've been saying.
Was the holiday special. People give it grief, man.
But you got to
They
think about it.
focused
We
too
got
much
the
on Lumpy's VR machine instead of Boba Fett being awesome.
we got the original cast. Even Harrison Ford. Like Harrison Ford was in the holiday special. That's a big
He
deal.
was.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Just think of the list of actors in the holiday special. What a big time movie that is, if you think about it.
Yeah. You know, Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, Harrison Ford, Peter Mayhew, Anthony Daniels.
Yeah.
The
Even
whole,
B.
the
Arthur
whole,
was
the
in it as the
whole crew.
bartender.
yeah.
He was huge at the time, the Golden Girls.
That's
Yeah.
crazy, dude.
I love the holiday special, despite what anybody says, because you know that you can't base Star Wars off of what somebody else says, because it's if we all have the same opinion, it's all going to be just flat.
Yeah.
There's no discussion.
Well, that's the hook. You got to really focus on the good parts of whatever you watch of it, because there are good parts, man. I mean, even though some things could have been done a little bit differently, I mean, we still got to see a Rancor running around being a Rancor.
Awesome.
I mean, that's the first time ever. Like, it wasn't just like in a cave.
Yeah.
You know,
Awesome.
it was cool.
Awesome.
But I don't know, man. That's Star Wars, dude. It's definitely not going to be all for each person, but it's going to be for everybody. And in order to include everybody, sometimes you got to have, I don't know, Power Ranger speeder bike people.
Yeah.
Because people like the Power Rangers. It's a thing.
I call them the Skittle Gang here on Rodian Gang.
That's the Power Rangers to me.
Yeah. That I don't know. You know, despite what anybody says about the Book of Boba Fett, I give it like a 9 out of 10 overall as a series. But you got to think about it. In one episode, we got Luke, Ahsoka, R2, Mando, Boba Fett, Fennec Shand, Black Chrysanthemum, Cobb Vanth, Grogu. Who else? There, I'm sure there was somebody. Cad Bane. I mean, in one episode, 145-minute episode.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what I think, man? I think that they did that. Here's my idea on that one. You ready? I think they did Book of Boba Fett because what happened is the guy that plays Mando, Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
He was having the contract issues because he wanted to keep taking off the helmet.
Right.
Okay, so I think Disney was like, this guy probably isn't going to come back next season. What are we going to do? So they slapped together Book of Boba Fett because they know they got Tamara Morrison on lock because he's Mr. MOTU or MT Marvel Universe guy. And you know what I mean? Like he's a Disney guy, they've forever they've had him. So what they do is they knock out Book of Boba Fett. And then what they do is in order to set up the next Mandalorian season, we add a lot of things. How does he get Grogu back? What's he going to be flying? What's this? What's that? And they essentially got to do the entire beginning 2 chapters of a book and slap it in a show that they just put together. And if you notice during that show that they just put together, maybe if they just put it together, those 2 episodes with the Mando stuff seem so much cleaner and better as far as the guys that built the sets. You know what I mean? They put in the time. Yeah. So what I think because if you notice in that episode, the armorer goes to him, have you ever removed your helmet? And he's like, yes. And she's like, you're no Mandalorian. And she's like, you got to go back to the lakes underneath Mandalore or whatever. Right. And
season 3.
So what happens though, but he's going into something where he has to keep his helmet on again. Because after he does that, he has to keep his helmet on again. Yeah. So I'm thinking that Book of Boba Fett was put in place in the middle. So they had something just in case they couldn't work out the contract. But they did work out the contract. And as everyone in the human race has ever done, he fell right to the mouse because that's what you got to do. They're too big, man. So he said, okay, I'll put my bucket on and go swim in a lake. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, really. I mean, I told Danny yesterday, I'm like, I feel like Boba Fett is the less we see him, the cooler he is. And
he's not supposed to be a person. He's supposed to be like a helmet.
Yeah, the man with no name.
Yeah, man.
And we were talking about it, and Danny was like, the first 4 chapters were the Book of Boba Fett, and then the last 3 were Star Wars, just Star Wars. Right. There was no real big story. It was just Star Wars.
Yeah.
What I didn't like what they did to Boba is even before the Book of Boba Fett, I always saw Boba Fett as a brutal character. There was I think comics or stuff in the 90s or whatever where he 1v1 Darth Vader and he still walked away. That's still a victory. Like, and then when I saw him in this, like he's just like a wise old man kind of way. It's kind of weird seeing that kind of character be like that because like he doesn't take anything from anybody, like literally. And then like
Yeah.
and then when the in the last episode, I didn't like how or like that scene where like Mando and Boba were talking like he should leave and he's like, nah, this is the way. They were gonna go out like guns blazing, but then like Power Ranger team was like, you should stay here, and he's like, okay. Like
Yeah,
it's
what
weird
was
him
that?
taking order. Like that shift was terrible. Like I don't
Yeah.
know. Like I can confirm that I do not like Robert Rodriguez's directing. Like it's compared to Dave Filoni's. Like it went from Dave
There
Filoni literally
is
gave
no
him the ball.
comparison.
Like Dave Filoni literally gave
Honestly,
him the
there
ball,
really isn't, man. It's a
and
huge height to have to reach. But yeah,
mhm,
I have to agree with you.
like and in the fight between Cad Bane and Boba, like it wasn't enough. Like it was just like
Too quick.
yeah, and then like there was no like they kind of rushed it in a way like it was literally like after that scene and like when they were like trapped in there it just went like Godzilla Rancor and then
Right.
like Power Ranger and then the Power Ranger guy I saw it live when he did the 360 spin and I was like what I was like oh my god yeah like
Well, he was carrying the Wookiee, man. It was the only way for him to get a shot off. No,
I
I'm
don't
just-
know he would have got he would have been shot in the back
You
You know,
what?
one
Explain.
thing
Yeah, I know, right?
one thing I didn't like is they had the perfect opportunity to put a classic Boba Fett line when him and Mando are in the building and Mando's like, "This is the way." That would have been the perfect moment for Boba to look at him and nod his head and say, "As you wish." It would have been awesome, but instead it was,
and then
you really bought into that bantha fodder, like.
Yeah, well,
and
you got to work in bantha fodder, man.
And then like when Boba like took the shot, like he pulled his gun this way and he like put his knee up. I was like, what is he doing? Like ballet
This
or
is dirty
something? Like,
dancing.
I don't know.
Dirty
Yeah,
dancing.
the knee dart should be used if you're already like punched and on the
Like
ground.
like Boba Fett is not a character that he's the type of guy that shoots first. He's always been that guy. Like the only reason why in The Empire Strikes Back he didn't incinerate Bob or Han Solo was one, he's getting paid, and two, Darth Vader told him not to.
Yeah.
His client had to tell him.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's his character has always been brutal. I still see him brutal, but like they just made him soft.
They made him super soft.
Like
He
he
was
is
way
not a
soft.
soft kid. Like
Even Cad Bane says you're going soft in your old
Literally.
age.
Yeah, and he was like, everybody's old and we all have old age.
Yeah.
That was really weird. That's what I'm talking about with the thing, man. Nobody wants to see Rocky 6 and see Sylvester Stallone in a wheelchair. Nobody wants to see that. It just, you're like, man, I never want to get old, you know?
Honestly.
And
it's Star Wars too. Like you don't like
Yeah.
you're telling me like Clint Eastwood in his 80s still doing cowboy movies doesn't like in Unforgiven he was like I don't know like 60 70
Yeah.
still wasn't the best westerns like ever. Like there's no
But
excuse.
he
Like,
still rode a horse and shot people.
yeah.
How many
And, like,
kills did Boba Fett? I mean, not to be that guy, but how many people did Boba Fett actually shoot? in
I'd
this
say
whole
like
show?
5. Like 5.
Now,
And then until the
everything
last
you've
episode,
ever-
I've never seen him use his like main rifle really that much, and his jetpack. So the first episode, he could have used a jetpack. It was like like Windows Update or something. I don't know. Like
it was weird.
Well,
They had all those episodes where he was healing, and then it was like, oh, you're 100% healed, and he was like, all right, no more Bacta or whatever, and then he did nothing for 4 episodes. He was like, now I can sit in my recliner and not have that stitch in my side. Great job,
even though he's not my favorite character, he should still be what he is, a brutal bounty hunter, you know?
Right.
Like I can like it's just crazy. Like I'm not like I like Boba Fett, but I'm not like hardcore like you guys. But I still consider that standard that he should have, and he did not meet that standard. Like,
well, the
or
thing
they
is
didn't meet
each
it for him.
character has their personality traits.
Mhm.
Each character in anything.
Yeah.
And they did change a lot of his personality traits.
Like he talks more. He doesn't really talk that much.
A lot more.
Yeah, he's like maybe like I think the most dialogue he should have is like maybe 5 sentences, and then like 1-word sentences, or just like looks, like just the look of his helmet, because his helmet's very intimidating.
Yeah.
Like the looks he gives sometimes, it's like already enough. You don't need to talk.
Yeah.
Like they add in this extra dialogue that doesn't make sense.
But that's the whole thing. It's because of actors and stuff, man. It's because, they want to have their face seen and this, that, and the other. And
You're in Star Wars.
back in the day with Jeremy Bullock, it was like, dude, you're not doing anything else right now. You want to make $10 for standing in a suit? And he's like, yeah. You know what I mean? It wasn't.
I would have gladly taken $10 to stand in a Boba Fett suit.
Dude, I would have done it for $3. Mark Anthony Austin, he has actually a really great story. He does graphic arts and stuff. He used to do it for ILM, and he does it for a bunch of things. Like he's made every single movie with any kind of CG in it. He's involved in it, like all the way up until the new Jurassic Parks and everything.
Ooh.
And so he was working at ILM one day, and they were shooting the special editions. And that part where Jabba's talking to Han Solo that they redid with the weird Jabba thing? Maybe you guys don't. Maybe that's just the way
Are you talking about
movie, right?
in New Hope?
Yes,
the deleted scene.
The deleted scene.
Yeah.
So that's Mark Anthony Austin as Boba Fett when they reshot that. What happened is he was working at ILM one day. They were walking down the hallway. He had a bunch of Boba Fett stuff in his office because he liked Boba Fett. So they're like, "Hey, man, you're the exact right size. Come with me." And they put him in the Boba Fett outfit, and they made him do that scene like at a random day at work. He's never ever been in an outfit or anything, but he was the right size. And they saw he had Boba Fett stuff, so they made his world come true, man.
Man, what a day! What a day that would have been.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just coming home to the wife and kids, like, yeah, I'm in a movie now. Like, you just went to work.
Yeah, I'm Boba Fett now.
The moral of that story is always display what you like on your desk, because you never know.
Hey, you like you said, never be quiet, because nobody's ever gonna see you.
Not gonna lie, I did think about it, because like honestly, helmet wise, there's a lot of like really good helmets in Star Wars, like Black Series or customs, but I still think the most famous and the best one to have as a Star Wars fan is the Boba Fett helmet. But I prefer the Empire Strikes Back one. Like
I kind of agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, like as a Star Wars fan, you need to have something Boba Fett related, because it's like technically he's been there since the prequels.
Yeah,
like his dad, or whatever. Django. I remember Django in theater. I was like, dude, he's got the nice purple silver armor. I was like, that's cool. I'm like, nice.
Yeah.
I always like Django.
Well, fellas, I just got the notification that we have about 10 minutes left, and we're down to 7. So,
I'm sorry. We talked about Boba Fett. That's where.
Hey, that's what we're here for, man. That's what we're here for. That's the show.
This is what we're here.
That's the show. But we do have something that we want to give you for being such a great guy, and you. If it wasn't for you, I would not be going to this convention. I would not be meeting my heroes from my biggest passion. So, and just to say thank you, we want to send you one of our Rodian Radio cups.
Nice.
See it? So it's got Greedo on it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's got Tatooine. It says Rodian Radio.
That's a really cool cup, man.
Yeah, so they are designed by me. So
thanks,
I can either send it to you through the mail, or I can give it to you in person in April. And
either is fine, man. Either is fine. If you want my address, I'll give it to you. But if you want to bring it down in April and save the shipping, I'm gonna be here.
Yeah,
nice. Damn,
so
dude.
I'm actually going to bring one of our T-shirts that we have, and that's what I'm going to use to get all my autographs on. So
dude,
nice. Dude. I have a button-down shirt that's made out of the vintage Star Wars curtains, and I wear it on the last day. I have 3 different ones. I have a New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. So I wear the each one each day, and then on the 3rd day I wear that Return of the Jedi one, and I have everybody sign it. So it's like, dude, it's got to have like 70 signatures on it now. It's freaking nuts. Man, but it's just like a shirt. So I think that's an awesome idea, man. Not everybody loves signing shirts, but it's an awesome idea because it looks so cool. The thing is, man, is I can get it dry cleaned, but it's like you got to really tell them that you don't want those markers out, because they have to do it a different way.
Oh, so it's going framed. It's going to be framed.
You'll be all right.
I'll never wear it again.
Well, see, I wear the thing, and I'm always scared to death on the last day to like
somebody just throws water.
I'm like, I can't eat something, man, because any stains, then it'll take everything when you dry clean it. But if you're like, you got to do, I think it's like cold dry cleaning or something like that, and then it doesn't take them off. But so yeah, man, I like, you'll see me and I'll be like, my wife would be like, eat something. I'll be like, no, I'm good, babe. You know?
Yeah, I'm good.
Because I'm scared to death I'm gonna drop something on it. It's like 80 signatures.
That's awesome.
That is really cool.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Well,
this
I'm
convention
excited.
sounds really good, dude.
Yeah.
It'll be a good time, man. You'll dig
Yeah.
it.
I'm excited. This is actually the first convention that I'm going to as a podcast host, but this is actually the first convention that I'm going to since like 2017. So it's been a while for me.
Nice, man.
So
You
I'm
gotta
excited.
get back into it.
Yeah, for real. And maybe, next year after we, because we're just going to keep growing from here on out. We're not going to get smaller. And so maybe next year, if we, got the equipment and stuff, me and Danny can come together and come all weekend long. That'd be awesome. So
Yeah.
Nice, man.
so
Yeah, we're gonna keep doing it. It's an annual convention, so till I kick the bucket, and I'm quite sure people will pick up the flag after me. So I'm not too worried about it. It's really grown into something special, and it's getting better every year. It's getting bigger every year. It's growing every year. And remember, it all started out of me just being ticked off at how bad a corporate convention was ripping off people.
Yeah, the $8 for the chicken.
So that's what I'm saying, man. If you find something that, if you find an injustice that you want to make right, and you work your butt off for it, it works. And the reason why is because that's the passion, man. Yeah. That's the passion. I was frustrated that something like that, a company like that, was just taking something that I do only because I love it. That's the only purpose. And they were just taking so much from people. So that's why, man, it's going to be good. It is good. The convention is good. What you guys are doing are good. And all it requires is sticking to it and not allowing naysayers and people that bring you down to hurt you at all, man, because they're not the ones creating content. They're not the ones creating the future of this hobby. They're not the teachers, the learners, the ones that are growing it. They're not the ones that attend the conventions, and they're not the ones that come out and meet people, and they're not the ones that help you identify repro or variants or anything like that. They are just angry little people in their basement. So do nothing but pity them and continue crushing it.
Right.
That's my
well said.
Well, we really appreciate you coming back on the show.
Thank you.
You're welcome here anytime, man. And if you want to check out Michael Havens, you can go to ICCCon. Is it ICCConNashville.com or
it's just ICNashville.com, or you could do ICCollectorsCon, or you could just Google Michael Havens Star Wars Nashville, IC Nashville, ICCC Nashville. All of it will get you to the same place. We're growing so big, it's kind of hard to miss me if you put in enough words that are kind of close.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. You can find us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. It's all the same thing, Rodian Radio. So check that out. We really appreciate everyone checking us out, whether this is your first or last time. And you're like a good luck charm for us, dude, because we've grown almost triple since the last time you've been on the show. So
I'm a pretty loud person, man, as you said. So I'll make sure to pass you around again. Shoot me the link as soon as it goes live, of course, man. That's because you guys, you know what, man? You guys are nice guys. You don't cuss your heads off. You think about what you're saying. You don't just bash stuff for the sake of bashing stuff. And
he's talking to you, Jedi Talk.
Yeah. Anything I can ever do to help you guys grow, man, you just let me know, because you're the future of this. And a lot of these older people don't understand that. And sometimes they marginalize what you guys do.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be that way, because without the future of Star Wars, like you guys, somebody like me, by the time I'm 80, because I'm young for the older crowd, but I'm nowhere near as young as you. But me, by the time I'm 80, man, what am I going to do? I'm going to bust my hip. Nobody's going to know who Boba Fett is if there isn't guys like you're talking about. So, thank you very much.
We're going to keep that alive, definitely.
Yeah, but we really appreciate everyone checking us out. You can find this episode on YouTube and wherever you get your podcast. Until next time, may the force be with you on Rodian Radio. I'm Chase.
This is Danny.
And I'm Mike.
There you go. And we will see you guys next time.